Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we're back. Another Boston Celtics video, another draft video, and today we are looking at Alan Graves, 6'7", almost 6'8", without shoes, forward out of Santa Clara, 19 years old, but about to turn 20. The Ringer has him ranked 20th on its board. I've seen some boards with him ranked anywhere late lottery to mid first round pick. I've seen some mocks even still mocking him late first. He is one of the more polarizing players in this draft. I saw a mock draft go viral recently on Twitter for having him as the second best prospect in the class. And it was just a guy who likes to do mocks, and he was completely dead ass. I just know he is one of the most polarizing players in the class. Like, a lot of people are very, very, very high on him, comparing him to Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby and guys like that. And a lot of people are like, this is way overhyped for a guy who didn't necessarily put up the best stats in college. So I've seen both sides of the coin. I know he's a very polarizing prospect, but Alan Graves.
I just like that you were like, yeah, the guy was dead ass. He was serious.
I mean, yeah, he was dead ass.
+4 on the wingspan, almost 20 years old. Played at Santa Clara, so this is like a little bit similar to the Ibuka Corey situation, where like this is a guy who was asked to be a big piece of what his team was doing in a mid-major conference rather than being at a powerhouse school. So I think that probably has a little bit of value. And if I'm not mistaken, they won a tournament game, right? They beat Kentucky. I think they did.
I believe you.
Or they lost in the over. I think they lost in overtime. Whatever. Regardless, I haven't gotten to look at Alan Graves that much yet, so I'm excited to take a look at some tape, see what he's all about. Because early on in this draft process, he was a guy that was consistently getting mocked at 27. The Celtics were always picking him in these mock drafts, and since we moved, weeks into the future, it now looks a little different.
Yeah, he's seemingly rising up the ranks of draft boards. Like I said, a very polarizing player among draft people. A lot of people like him. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people think he's underrated, overrated, everything in between. For what it's worth, he only averaged 12 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2 assists in college. He averaged 1.9 steals, 0.9 blocks, 41% from 3 on 2.5 attempts. Just, yeah, all things to keep in mind.
Quick jump shot. Almost reminds me a little bit of like a mix of Porzingis and Hauser. Porzingis a little bit with the release point, and Hauser the base. Like, it's like if you went on 2K and you made a custom jump shot and combined the two, I think that's what you get.
Yeah.
Looks smooth though. Like, it doesn't look awkward or anything bad. Has some good size, so you would have to imagine he can swing down to play the 4. If the Celtics were to draft him, I think that's a positive thing. It adds front court depth, which is something like throughout this process. We've talked a lot about making the front court more solidified, bringing in more talent, giving them more options, especially from a small ball standpoint. That's a little bit of a slow jump shot. I feel like earlier on in this process, I saw like Horford comps. I don't quite know if we're getting there based on some of the other comps that you read. But if you can find somebody who can defend multiple positions and stretch the floor, especially as a bigger body, that's a positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm reading up on some, like, I just searched Alan Graves on Twitter because I was curious what people are saying about him, because like I said, he's like a very polarizing player. I found the mock where he's second. It's Cam Boozer, Alan Graves, Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings, Jaden Quaintance, Lendeberg, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonza. So that's
just hates AJ.
She's not a fan. I see analytics darling. Like, he never turns the ball over. Like, the numbers love Alan Graves. Is one of the things. Yeah.
His jump shooting is a strength. KOC writes, he shot 42% on catch and shoot threes with clean, repeatable mechanics in NBA range. He'll need to speed up his mechanics a bit and possibly raise his release point at the next level, though. So right now, jump shot seems smooth. Lots of reason to feel like he could be a good shooter in the NBA. And knowing the Celtics, knowing guys that they look to put around their stars, that's one skill that you're absolutely looking to have translate. And especially with all the rumors lately, you could be looking to add even more shooting for kickouts from a certain individual. Also, like it just seems his defensive stuff is something that could be disruptive. 110 total stocks. Go ahead, Sam, you got it. Showing off lightning quick hands and hand-eye coordination to adjust, anticipate, and attack the ball. These traits often put him in the perfect position to get defensive stops. He isn't the quickest laterally or the most explosive vertically, but he projects as a good team defender who causes havoc and plays hard on every play. I think him being a good defender without necessarily having the physical tools is another encouraging sign. I know we kind of talk about the opposite during draft season quite often, where it's like, this guy's athletic, but can he get the instincts? And you're usually very low on that skill, and it's understandable why those guys don't always pan out. But if you have somebody who's a smart player, it just helps them fit into whatever they're being asked to do. And when you're picking late in the first round, when you're adding pieces to a Celtics team that's already probably deeper than we all thought it would be a year ago, it's important to have somebody you feel like can come in and help you win games when they're on the floor.
I don't know what to think about Allen Graves. It's a very slow jump shot at times. He looks like a good, solid defender. He seems like the type of player that will just play 12 years in the NBA as like a seventh or eighth man somewhere, right? Can he be more than that? Yeah, maybe. But I feel like that is like probably what I see him as, which is not a bad thing. Like, seems like a smart passer, seems like a smart team defender, seems like he can score, just good feel. One of the biggest things is he never turns the ball over. Like he is a possession like keeper, a possession magnet, which is a good thing. I just don't know how I feel. I don't know if he is different enough. He seems like he is like Sam Hauser, maybe with a bit more driving ability, a bit more bulk, a bit more like maybe you could get away with some small ball center minutes from Allen Graves. Like that's the thing I'm most intrigued about. Like got a little bag work in the corner here. Like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Allen Graves. I can't tell.
We're seeing a lot of pick and pops, and we're seeing like more slip and pops where he's not quite hitting the guy. Like these aren't like massive screens he's setting and the type of screens that, when we look at front court players on this channel, it's not quite what we're all hoping to see, because screen setting, as we've learned over the last couple of seasons, is really important to how effective a big man is with the Celtics. You saw how great Cornette was here because he was able to create space for Tatum and Brown and go downhill as the roll man. Nimi came a long way this year as a screener, and he did a good job at creating space too, and it was one of the things that allowed him to succeed. And so when you think about how important those things are to just making you a valuable piece to have on the floor, it's something at the very least I would hope to see in college tape, especially when we're seeing pick actions, right? It's not like he's just spotting up. Like he's actually in screen and fade stuff, but he's not really screening super hard.
Yeah. He seems like a good role player, smart role player, 4, maybe small ball 5 at times. Like if you really want to get into it. Like if he's 6'7" and 7.75 inches. Probably gets around 6'9". You can get away with some small ball center minutes if you can guard centers. I would like to see him guard centers. Maybe that's something I have to look into myself, but I don't know. Based on some of the other guys we have on our board, I don't know how interested I would be.
The problem with small ball center for a guy like this is like you think about, I mean, there are examples of like doing small ball center with an unathletic guy and it works, but he is lacking the athleticism. Athleticism is one of the consistent weaknesses when you read scouting reports on him, to make up for his size with athletic ability. And we talk about athleticism being overrated, and it is to some degree, but when you're trying to make up for size, sometimes it could be a huge help. See, Robert Williams is a extreme example because he's extremely athletic, but as a guy who was 6'8" and also had a freakish wingspan, he was able to be an all defensive level center for the Celtics, playing as a consistent 5 despite a lack of size, because he could jump out the gym, because of how quickly he could get off the ground too, not just the vertical itself, but how quickly he got up there to block those shots. That is something to think about when we talk about all this. I feel like we're just looking at Grant Williams. That's what I see.
Yeah, but maybe.
And Grant
but
Williams
bigger.
is a fine player, and he was a fine player when he was here.
Grant Williams, but bigger, and maybe a better ball handler, driver guy. Handle the ball a little better. 7-foot wingspan. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I think about Allen Graves. I don't really know what to think.
Somebody likes him so much that he's second on their draft board.
I know.
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like that does add intrigue for like whenever you dive into it for BSJ, and if you do end up watching games of him, because like there has to be something in there. Like he's flying up these draft boards. People are really high on him. Watching like the
I
best of
think
his season stuff, it's hard to quite understand.
I think it is harder nowadays to find the really good role players right away. Right? Like let's say you're the like who is the first pick? Like let's say you're the Heat or the Warriors or one of these like middle of the lottery teams or the Thunder, right? You have a late lottery pick and you're like, okay, we don't need a star. Like we have Steph Curry, we have Bam, we have, if they trade for Giannis, we have who else? There's Shea, right? We just need a guy who can play system basketball. This motherfucker can play system basketball, right?
He
Like
also
this
does
dude
remind
can
me a little of
play.
Jay Will. So just to build on your point,
Yeah, this dude can shoot. This dude can defend. He's smart. He doesn't turn the ball over. He can pass. Like I think those types of players, the analytic players, are getting more and more love as the years go on, and Allen Graves certainly falls into that realm. Let me switch to some defense and playmaking highlights too. I realize we've been watching scoring the whole time, but
we're gonna have our minds blown now. It's just gonna be this
yeah,
incredible revelation of, oh my god, this guy's an incredible player playing out of the post. I mean,
mm-hmm.
makes the first pass available, like good pass. Finds a cutter.
Good pass.
These are just situations I question of whether or not he would actually be playing it in the NBA, which, I mean, that's a dumb thing to hang your hat on when you're trying to like not sell yourself on somebody. But like post up highlights, when I watch, like especially a late first round prospect, they never move me because I don't expect to see him post up at all. Now, we're not watching him score out of the post. We're watching him make decisions out of the post, which he's going to have to make decisions if he has the ball in his hands at all, even if he's like getting it in the rotational swing where it's like, do I make the extra pass? Do I swing it back? Like, what do I do with this? And it is important to make the right call. And we talked about the lack of turnovers. I suppose that is something you feel good about if you're an NBA team. He's definitely a willing passer. He's definitely willing to find the cutter, hit the off-ball mover at the right time.
Loves
And
a
I
bounce
suppose that could
pass.
help your it does love a bounce pass. Could help your offense flow a little bit better, especially if you're a high operating team and you just need somebody to kind of step in, like you said, and be ready kind of right away.
That was a good pass. Yeah, I feel like Allen Graves, I can understand why people would want to take him in the middle of the first round. Like I get it. If you're already like if you're the Hornets, right? And you're like, let's get a guy who can shoot threes, who can play solid defense, who can pass the ball well as a, secondary, tertiary creator next to LaMelo, next to Con Knebel, next to, Brandon Miller, Musa Diabate. Sure. You said he's Grant Williams. He's literally an upgrade over the guy you already have. Like theoretically, he could be an upgrade over the guy you already have. So
I really like the
like I
Warriors too.
understand. Warriors would be a good spot for him. I think the Thunder would be a good spot for him. I think literally any team that is already set up to win. And you know what? Maybe that's why everyone's interested in him. Because if I'm talking about Allen Graves from the perspective of, oh yeah, I think he'd be good for teams that are ready to win, probably means he can help you win, right? Like that probably means he's a good player.
We've downplayed Allen Graves so much that we've actually talked ourselves into Allen Graves. Well done.
Trying to go to the
This
defense.
is why you come to
Let's
this
see.
channel.
He's guarding the center.
Yep. Impressive block
Snatched
rebound
it.
combo.
If he can play small ball center, or if I come away from this believing he can play small ball center, that changes my view on him a good amount. I don't know. Oh, he looks bigger than I thought here. I thought they were still wearing black. I was like, where is he? He's just he looks bigger than 6'7". I guess he's technically 6'8" without shoes, so
he looks annoying. Like he looks like he's not letting these opposing big men get a step without earning it. I suppose that's good stuff when you're looking for somebody who's going to be a nuisance and be a bench asset to come in and change the momentum in games for you at times.
Mm-hmm.
It's also odd because he's playing off the ball in like zone in some of these, and it's like that one he just camped in the paint because that was his zone, and the guy was open in the corner, and he was able to be the help block man, but like there was not mobility showcased there.
Yeah. Can I fast forward to when they play real teams?
Well, unfortunately,
Okay.
this is conference play, but this is Gonzaga. Okay.
Just jumped it. Gonzaga's fine, yeah.
Okay, so now we're seeing him get around and like bounce from place to place. This is more of what we were looking for. St. Mary's not a bad team either.
Hedging. I don't know which hedging he'll do in the NBA, but
this dude he's playing, the big dude, is actually a freakishly tall guy.
45?
Yeah. He's going to be at least 7'2", if not taller.
Smart defense. I get it. Like, I understand. I understand why people are high on Allen Graves. Do I think Allen Graves is going to be a star? Like, would I take him second? No. But I get it, right? Like, I understand why people are high on him. Now that I'm watching sort of all the elements.
I guess. I think I'd like still rather have like Zuby. Like, if I'm thinking about like the skill set and like, okay, so defense has won you over, and like there's no disputing that these are good highlights. Like, he's doing a lot of different things in these clips. It's not just picking off passes for pick sixes. He's bouncing from man to man and picking up and filling in the rotations and things of that matter, and actually bringing chaos to the defensive side of the ball. Like, there's definitely things that you wouldn't necessarily expect from somebody his size. He moves well back and forth, and he does have good anticipation skills too, and instincts, as we said earlier in the pod, that could make him an impactful defender. But I just I'm not overly sold, at least in competition with the other players.
I think the offense is better than Zuby, like right away, with the shooting, with the driving, like the finishing. I don't know, Zuby showed some jump shot. I think if you're the Celtics and you think, okay, let's make Allen Graves a small ball center, and you're confident in that, I could get there. I just don't know how confident in that I would be. Like that's the thing. Right? He's almost like a 4 he could play up.
The good part about this whole preview season for us is I feel like there's not many players that they could draft and I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like last year there were some that like we were afraid of. We didn't watch Ugo, so we found out about Ugo in real time.
It's true. You missed Sergio De La Rey.
Really good, huh?
Watch the video if you'd like.
I'll have to watch the video.
Watch. Big fan here. Allen Graves, man. I'm putting him here so we can place him. He's not going there. I'm just like, I think if I had to choose, I would put him like here,
I think he's
maybe
probably between Pete and Swain.
Here. I have, this is a Celtic specific big board, correct?
Yes.
Because I have a qualm. I think Terrace Reed's too similar to Nemi. I don't think you get enough. Like, I don't know how worth it would be to draft Terrace Reed. The more I've thought about it, the more I've sat on it. What do you get out of Terrace Reed that you don't already get out of Nemi 3 inches taller?
Well,
and I like Terrace Reed, but if you're looking to diversify the big man position, I'd much rather a Joshua Jefferson. I'd much rather a Kristen Acker or Zuby Edge 4.
If you're talking about Nemi in real time, going into this season, not much different. Nemi is going to be due for an extension. Like, his contract is up after next season. Depending on how well he plays, depending on what kind of money the Celtics have, Nemi could not be here. I would assume that he will be back here. It doesn't seem like he's going to earn that much more money than they would want to give him, to where it's just like, can't get to an agreement. But I think having somebody else in the pipeline, and it could be Amari. Like, we talk about him like he's dead, and he didn't show a lot of great things this year, but I think bigs take time, especially within the Celtics system, to get there and be awesome. But I know that there are character traits that you personally do not love.
I don't dislike Terrace Reed. I just don't know how. Like, I don't know. He's just very one-dimensional to me, is all. He's he's a Nemish Keita, but 3 inches shorter. Right? Not as good of an athlete. Probably a little bit of a better passer off rip. Definitely a little bit of a better passer off rip, but like, doesn't shoot. he's not as like he's big, but he's not tall. I don't know. I would be I think I would probably move him down to there, and I might rather take Pete. I might rather take Pete, but we don't have to go that drastic for now. I think I like this for the A tier. I think I like Graves probably a little more than Swain. After watching Malik Thomas, I'm a little higher on him, but not enough to move him significantly. And everyone else here, I'm cool with. I don't like Christian Anderson that much. I like him more than Henry Vaser. But I think this is good. I'm tempted here, but let me.
I can't wait to watch this video.
It's he's just like he's like a little bit less of an athlete, Ugo. If Ugo had the ball handling and passing of Josh Giddey.
Ooh.
That's kind of
okay.
Like I compared it in my BSJ article. I think I wrote, imagine if Josh Giddey like hustled on defense and could shoot the ball at a 40% clip. So pretty good. Anyways, let us know what you guys think of Alan Graves. Maybe we're missing something, but let us know because I guess we don't see it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Leave a like and I'll let Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're here every single day. New stuff on the channel. Full pause Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Right now, it's the draft videos filling in the gaps in between. So draft is what? 9 days away? We're getting pretty close here. So get yourself prepped. That way, when number 27 rolls around, you know who it is and what they're about. You can tell all your friends. Be like, this guy's good. This guy's bad. We got you covered. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps there if you just want those. Follow, they will go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading them every single time we do the show, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter, Jackson NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Check.